Fundamentalist Christianity has been convincing us for centuries that our own indigenous ancestral spiritual practices are demonic. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Here's what Lecrae had to say about sinners. Okay. And this is in response to Eric Mason. Lecrae said, I saw it. My 2 cents from a filming standpoint, it's dope. Great visual storytelling, strong character development, definitely inspiring for young Black creatives. The time travel, cultural callbacks, and imagery are powerful, but I felt some anti-Christian propaganda. This nigga said Sinners was anti-Christian propaganda. The film flips traditional vampire tropes. Usually it's crosses, holy water, and the church standing strong against evil. In this movie, Christianity is either irrelevant or oppressive, and power is found in African spiritual practices. Hoodoo, not the Holy Spirit, is the weapon of choice. Real quick, I'm gonna come back to that. I just want to say this again. Anti-African spirituality is anti-Blackness. Anti-African spirituality is anti-Blackness. Anti-African spirituality is anti-Blackness. Okay, the sinner's prayer scene low-key mocks the faith, and the church is portrayed more as a place of shame than sanctuary. Well, it the fuck is. That's exactly what the fuck it is in a lot of cases. The voodoo priestess is the wise guide, and a character says something along the lines of blues was created by us, not like gospel, which was forced on us. I was like, dang, maybe Ryan Coogler is working through some church hurt. Oh, God. Catholic school, forced religion, etc. The film feels like his way of wrestling with that, but it's a beautiful piece of work. So yeah, watch it, but go in with eyes wide open. He's fighting evil with evil in the movie. He has said hoodoo is evil. And unfortunately, Christianity takes the L for the sake of cultural empowerment. Beautifully shot, spiritually conflicted. And this is the part that really grinds my gears. Lastly, as Frederick Douglass says about religion, there's a difference between the slave-holding religion of this land and with no possible reference to Christianity proper. For between the Christianity of this land and the Christianity of Christ, to be the friend of one is to be the enemy of the other. I love the pure, peaceable, and impartial Christianity of Christ. I hate the corrupt, slave-holding, women-whipping, cradle-plundering, partial, and hypocritical Christianity of this land. You know what that colonized Christianity told us? That African spirituality was evil. The same African spirituality that Frederick Douglass used to free himself. He went to the hoodoo lady for inspiration and for protection to free himself. That same Frederick Douglass. So saying, oh, the real Christianity ain't like the slaveholding Christianity, nigga, you still practicing the slaveholder Christianity. That's the whole fucking point. Shit. You're still practicing it. Somebody please take the mic. Somebody talk. These niggas is driving me crazy. Somebody please.
When you've rooted yourself in a colonized Christianity that is anti-Black at the core of it, there comes a point where you continue to disassociate and lean into the identity politic of that religion. And the only place where you can land is where your Blackness is bad, and anything that they affiliate with it is bad. So in all the things that you've taught us and we've learned together as a community, when I hear things like this from Lecrae or anybody in their camp, it's very expected. Of course, you're going to think it's demonic. The spiritual power of my ancestors has saved me. It's not white Jesus. And I hate to make that differentiation, but I think it's important as we move forward as a collective, because y'all can sit here and cap for KKK Jesus. That's fine. That's who you worship. But we don't worship that. And hoodoo has been hidden in plain sight forever. A lot of people, if they're honest with their lineage and their practices and the very Black church spaces that they grew up in, hoodoo was happening 24/7. Hoodoo was happening in denominations and churches every Sunday. When you did your little communion and got your white gloves, when you fall out in the Holy Spirit, when you ring shout, like, it's a part of our culture. So to continue to demonize it and deny it is saying that our culture is bad. And so you can stay over in those white circles because you're saying their culture is good. That's exactly what he's doing, and it's disgusting.
You know, some you just said that made me think about growing up, how our indigenous spiritual practices show up everywhere. Because, you know, I grew up in California, just like Rich Auntie did. So I grew up around gang culture. And I don't know if, you know, y'all have been in spaces like this where when the homies get together and they open up the 40, they say, pour some out for the homies. That's libations for the ancestors. That is African spirituality. You know where else we see that? Communion. Because guess what? Indigenous Christianity is African spirituality. Where Jesus is from is northeastern Africa. Now, it's a different version of African spirituality, right? Our ancestors were on the other side of the continent doing something different. But communion is African spirituality. It was just whitewashed and colonized and repackaged and handed back to us to make us think that something was wrong with us. And in the words of Ibram X. Kendi, the only thing wrong with Black people is we think something is wrong with Black people. And I really wish Black people would stop thinking that something is wrong with us. We'd be unstoppable. Merritt?
Christian people will call everything demonic and sinful except our own harmful actions. Pressuring people to stay in abusive situations is demonic, but we don't say so. Telling ushers to lock the doors to get more money so that people can feel guilty about what they already gave. That's demonic.
My Lord.
Disowning our children and loved ones for actually living the way God created them. That's demonic. Scaring people into believing in the God of your understanding by threatening them with burning in hell for eternity, that is demonic.
Word.
How about we talk about what's happening right in front of us instead of falling out and having Jesus-filled temper tantrums about creatures that don't exist? Vampires don't exist. It's make-believe. But let somebody create something and they reference church before you even can critically think. You just dismiss it all. Y'all hurting people all throughout the week. And then a make-believe story about vampires comes out and all of a sudden we need to cover our gates. If you don't go to hell.
We got the idea that West African spirituality is evil from the enslavers who colonized us. Now, I'm not telling you, you need to immerse yourself in Yoruba spirituality. I'm not telling you that. The fact of the matter is, you already do a lot of the stuff because it's in our culture, it's in our blood. So you don't have to I gotta go start learning about African spirituality. If you want to, you can, by all means. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm not trying to compel you. I just want you to understand that fundamentalist Christianity has been convincing us for centuries that our own indigenous ancestral spiritual practices are demonic. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Philip Anthony Mitchell perpetuates it. Lecrae perpetuates it. Eric Mason perpetuates it. Tiffany Montgomery perpetuates it. Sufferella perpetuates it. Her husband perpetuates it. All of these people perpetuate this. Your favorite Christian podcasters perpetuate it. All of these Christian podcasts y'all be watching, they are perpetuating the stuff you're trying to unlearn. You can keep watching them. You can keep watching them if you want to. I just want you to understand they're perpetuating the stuff you're trying to unlearn. If you watch Dear Future Wifey all the time, they are perpetuating the stuff you're trying to unlearn. If you're watching Hardly Initiated all the time, they are perpetuating the stuff you're trying to unlearn. So you can watch it. I just want you to know they're perpetuating the stuff you're trying to unlearn. And it's going to be hard to unlearn it if you constantly ingesting it. I love y'all. I really do.
If you're still here, hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. And if you want to see the entire recording, it's exclusively available in our Patreon. The link is in the show notes. You can either subscribe or you can just purchase this recording a la carte. We'll see you next time as we continue to deconstruct harmful theology and build beloved community. Peace out.